you get into this business?
Okay, well, I'm from Texas. I have a very traditional Indian family, as I feel like a lot of us do. All medical professionals. But I was always that girl since I was a little kid that told my dad I was gonna do something different. I was, in his mind, different meant lawyer. I was like, no, Dad, when I say different, I mean like completely different. And you know, when I was 16, I was the girl always putting on makeup for all my cousins, my friends. I was just like, I was that girl. Like on a Friday night, my favorite thing to do was to stay in and do people's makeup. So because of that, makeup being my obsession and having the parents that I had, I went to college with the mindset of, okay, if I can't be a makeup artist, then I want to get into the corporate side of beauty. My intention for that was to learn how to market beauty products and work for the biggest beauty brand in the world, which was L'Oreal. And I started to work for them, and I did a summer internship my junior year of college. Basically, I did the internship, and after that, I did not get the full-time offer from L'Oreal. And I was devastated. So long story short, after that happened, I ended up doing a brief stint in Columbus, Ohio. Have you been to Columbus, Ohio?
No, I haven't.
You don't need to. Just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I take it back. I'm just kidding. And so that's when I started my beauty blog. So I started a blog, a Tumblr account called skindeepblog.tumblr.com, and I felt like so proud of that name because it felt like a play on my name. It was a hobby. It was like my passion. It was like I was an analyst at Victoria's Secret by day, and then at night I would just blog. There's this company called Shoe Dazzle, and that was what like first started this like understanding for me of like, okay, so you can sign up for this company and get a pair of shoes sent to you every single month that was customized by a stylist. I was thinking in my head, why doesn't that exist for beauty? Like, why isn't there a company sending you stuff like that to your door? And then so I called my cousin, the same one that went to Harvard, got the 1600 on the SATs, knows all of the fancy finance people. I was like, let's start this company. So I bought a URL for makeuptrunk.com. And in my mind, I thought I was gonna start this revolutionary business model of sending beauty products to your door, helping you discover new makeup. A couple of days later, I found out it exists. It's called Birchbox, and they're crushing it. So a month after like 7 interviews, I got the job, and I quit my job at Victoria's Secret 9 months in at the company and decided to go for it.
Tell me a day in DEEPICAM's life.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, that is so like very. So it was really crazy. So I was working at Birchbox, and my role was primarily a marketing role. And I also, because it's a startup, it was so awesome. You got to work on any part of the company that you cared to. So I started to work on the influencer program for Birchbox, and I was like, they asked me like, what South Asian do I follow? I couldn't think of one person. And so I kind of thought of the same thing as the blog, and I was like, if nobody else watches it, at least my friends and family will. And so I took the blog and made it into video content and started my YouTube channel January of 2015. Made it my New Year's resolution. So I picked up my iPhone, I filmed a tutorial, held it vertically the wrong way, and did a tip that I've been using for years. And it was something that a makeup artist had taught me. And I used red lipstick under my eyes to hide dark circles. And I guess people found that to be crazy, because I mean, it does sound a little crazy, right? It's like, why are you putting red lipstick underneath your eyes? But it was the theory of color correcting, which you know as a beauty person. And it got picked up by BuzzFeed. My life changed forever. It was crazy. I would wake up, I had to set up a Google alert because it was like all of a sudden, Vogue India, Cosmo UK, Daily Mail, Elle Spain, Refinery 29, like boom, boom, boom. And then at the same time, I saw the video go from 10,000 views, which by the way, made my life, because I'm like this girl who just started her channel thinking maybe 500 of my close friends will see it, or some close friends. And then 100,000 views, 1 million views. And then when it hit 4 million views, I got an email from the Today Show to come on and do the segment on air. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be the next Hoda. Like in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna be the South Asian Hoda and be on TV. And it was so exciting. And so I quit my job that day. I went to my CEO and I told her, I was like, I just have to know if this is like what I'm supposed to do. And I did the Today Show, and it was like the most surreal experience of my life. My dad was with me. My sister was my model on air. Kid Rock was sitting next to my dad in the dressing room. It was hilarious.
How exciting.
It was such a cool moment. After the segment was done, I was like just talking to the producers, and I was like, let's do it again, thinking they would just like laugh at me and be like, all right, we gotta go to the next thing. But this girl walks in and she was like, you should do it again. And I was like, what? She was like, I'm a senior producer here. We can't believe this is your first time doing TV. We'd love to have you back. It was amazing. So I started to be I did it like once a month, and I kind of could officially call myself an on-air beauty expert. And then I did Dr. Oz, and it was just like all this was happening one after another. And I was simultaneously building my YouTube channel at the same time. And here I am 2 years later, doing it full time and in my apartment, and now I finally feel like I have a rhythm. 2 years into this, I know I'm gonna go insane and burn out if I don't create some sort of like, okay, so this is my meetings day, this is my filming day, this is my editing day, this is my, let me give one day where I have a day off, which, you know, we're workaholics and it's kind of like impossible to do that, but I finally have created some sort of like rhythm in my day.
So today's video is on a DIY face mask using an ingredient that I feel like is all the rage right now. Like everywhere I go, it went from coconut oil to, drumroll, turmeric. Turmeric.
I would love for you to try our products.
Yes, that's not even a question. Okay,
Reshma
so
Beauty, I gave you a little
for
gift
the
bag.
record, I will say this right now. When there's a lot of friends and family and South Asian people who reach out and stuff, and I never want to talk to my followers about something I don't personally believe in or use or think is great. And we just talked about this. I'm trying to create a rhythm in my stuff, so I have not actually used these products. However, the whole principle of everything your brand stands for, and I mean, you're living proof of it. Look at this hair.
Thank you.
I want this hair, and if this gets me that hair, I want to know more about it. But what I'm excited about is I've actually done a tutorial on my channel on making a DIY turmeric mask. It has like over 150,000 views because I think turmeric is such a hot product right now. Don't you feel like just Indian ingredients that we grew up with, like from our parents and stuff, is so in?
Absolutely, and that's what basically our principles are behind Reshma Beauty. You
I
know,
love that.
Turmeric, we have it in our diet. This is Uptan. Everyone knows about Uptan. Uptan is also
I don't. Tell me about Uptam.
So Uptan has turmeric as the main ingredient, and you know turmeric is anti-inflammatory.
Yes.
It's antioxidant, and it's also scientifically proven anti-cancer now.
Oh,
It's scientifically proven.
That's
and
amazing.
it's great because we eat it in our diet. So as part of Indian diet, but a lot of people now are taking turmeric pills actually.
yeah.
Because
my
it's-
mom has been trying to get me on that. She's trying to get me on the fish oil, the vitamin, all of it. This is the
Also-
one I want to do on
yeah,
Monday.
Yeah. So this has got gram flour, which is a mild exfoliant in itself.
Okay.
Chana, got gram flour and barley flour.
So that's what you would say the difference is between this versus just like making your own turmeric. It's like has everything all in one together.
Yeah, and it's all pure, all
Cool.
natural, all pure. All you need is a few tablespoons.
Of the Greek.
You're right, of the Greek yogurt.
For dry skin.
For
I have
dry
dry
skin,
skin.
yeah.
Yes.
So I recommend yogurt, Greek yogurt for dry skin, and then just mix it with 2-3 teaspoons, of the Uptan.
I'm excited. I
And
mean, this
this-
is a no-brainer for me. Like I'm all about all natural Indian ingredients and things like that, so I'm gonna do this for sure.
And then this is the toner rose water. The reason I bring this up with Uptan is
Yeah.
because if you have oily skin, you can put that in.
Okay,
so we've
that's for
got-
oily.
Yeah, for the oily skin.
Dry.
So that
Can you
still
talk about the
supplies
henna
us.
line?
Yes.
I mean, I just feel like I love how I'm interviewing you now, but this is really interesting.
So I actually didn't give you a box of henna because I wasn't sure if you wanted to try it.
I
but-
do want to try it if
Okay.
it makes that happen.
Yeah, and also this is the henna infused inspired deep conditioning mask. So you
Cool.
can use this at any time. So
But what's in henna that makes it so?
Right. So henna is a plant that's indigenous of the Indian subcontinent area.
Right.
And what it does is when it's dried and sifted, it actually has proteins that it releases and color properties and moisturizing properties. And the reason it's different than hair color, because unlike hair color that actually penetrates your hair shaft, therefore destroying it and
Okay.
splitting it, that's why we get split ends. Henna actually gently coats your hair. So it actually makes it stronger and thicker, and it seals in those proteins and the moisture. So
I'm just so excited for you because I feel like there needs to be more brown women in the beauty space creating their own lines, and it's like you already have this TV career, and now the fact that you have such passion for this, I feel like that's why we bonded.
in conclusion, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
You know, I used to say I had like a set plan. I was like, I'm going to create that beauty product line meant for makeup line, specifically for South Asian women, and I want it to go globally, not just South Asian women. That's not, because what I've learned with my audiences and just being in the beauty industry, working on the corporate side now in the influencer side, there is such a need for the ethnic market to have more representation across Latin, African American, South Asian, all of it. And I want to create that product line, and it is going to happen. It is a dream of mine since I was a little girl, and I have to fulfill it. But it's no longer the end-all be-all dream. You know what I mean? Like that used to be like, that is what I'm doing, and that's gonna be my like stamp on the world. But I would have never imagined that I could have done what I'm doing right now. You know, like I think there needs to be more media representation of people that look like me on TV. So, and I have the opportunity to do it. So I want to keep that going, see what happens. I want to book, I want to show, I want to do it all. So I don't want to say what I'm going to do in 5 years. What I know is I'm still going to be working really hard and driving forward and hopefully like doing things that are game changing and helping other women.
That's fantastic.
I hope so.
And we'll be talking to you again very soon.
I hope so.
Thanks again for your time and your hospitality.
Yes, of course.
And wish you continued success.
Thank you. Thank you. Yay, that was so fun. Bye guys.